podcast today. So, she describes herself herself as a lot of things. I actually got a chance to stumble upon her music on 25th of May. So she sent an email out saying, "Hey, my name is Wamuyu. I'm an advocate and an artist," and she has a song out. And she had another song that was coming out today. So today is actually the 2nd of June. I don't know when you're gonna hear this or if you're hearing this, but today is the 2nd of June, and she's got a brand new song out, and it's called Kanami. And I was shocked. Like I am like going through like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails and songs, and I'm like, basically, I have to be honest. When I listen to music submissions, I'm looking for two things. I have to confirm it's Kenyan. Because you could say you're Kenyan, you could have a Kenyan name, but are you Kenyan? Like, there's Nigerians and Ghanaian people who really want to be heard on the station. So they'd be sending their songs as like Wanjiko or like, I don't know, Akelo. But like, I listened to make sure it's Kenyan. So I made sure it was Kenyan, and then I look for something that stands out. And on this particular day, what stood out was not even the email, but the music. So I wanted to talk to the person who made the music I got a chance to hear. So I told the intern over here, his name is Majimbo. I was like, "Intern, find me this person. I want to talk to them." And he's like, I'm like, "She needs to come today." He's like, "No, she can't come today." And she's like a busy person, allegedly. She's not just a singer. She's a singer. She's an intellectual property advocate. She's a carver artist. She's an event host. She's an event organizer. She's a whole lot of things. But we're going to find out more about her and what she's up to, what she's doing. But I will let her introduce herself because I've tried, but I don't know if I'm doing her justice enough. But what is your name for those who are listening and seeing you for the first time right now?
You have done a good job. Hi, my name is Wamuyu Kang'ethe. I am an advocate, I'm a singer, cover artist, event organizer, event host. I do a bunch of things.
You do a bunch of things. Can we say you do the most?
Not yet.
No?
Not yet.
Do you do a lot or do you do the most?
I do a lot.
Okay.
I just feel like I haven't done what I really want to get to do.
Okay.
I feel like I'm like at 30%.
Wow.
Yeah.
The one thing that I feel like must be very important to you, and it's an assumption, is balance. How do you balance all these things that you do? As we move the mic closer to you, or have you speak closer to the mic?
That's better.
Yes.
So law is what feeds me.
Mm.
Law is what pays for my music.
Mm-hmm.
And then music is what keeps me sane.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of everything that I have to do, my 8 to 5, music is like what consoles me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I actually get to find this balance. And then I really love music.
You really love
so
music.
It becomes very easy for me to Shafika 5, clock out, then my second job begins.
So you have like, I used to have a lawyer who used to say she has a night job. So like she was a lawyer for her 9 to 5, and then outside of the law bit, she was now a night entertainment lawyer.
Yes.
Let me ask you something. In terms of music, before we even get into the law and everything else, I guess, where was Wamuyu born?
Kiambu.
Kiambu. Hapa tu. Kuna hospitali Kiambu. Ama ulijenga lini? Ama ilitoka wapi?
But yeah, I'm from Kiambu. Originally Kitungoji, but then moved to Juja. So most of my life it has been Juja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Growing up, what is your growing up like? Do you have siblings? Are you an only child, or what's that like?
We are 5 kids.
5 kids.
It is loud,
but
it is very supportive.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have amazing siblings who have been very, very supportive, especially when it comes to music. My parents are also really, really supportive.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to your parents.
Yeah, I left my mom saying, "You're going to tell us what time you're going on air."
I hope she's listening or watching.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah. So I do have siblings, 1 brother, 3 sisters, and then on me. We're 5 kids. It's
okay.
Really loud.
So where do you fall into this 5? In this family of 5, are you the firstborn? Are you the baby? Are you katikati?
Middle child.
The middle child.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel understood?
I mean, yeah, now that I'm an adult. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's actually really nice to have all those people who are just out there supporting, doing different things, challenging me from here to Timbuktu.
That's dope.
Like, I need to make money and be like my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to, in terms of growing up, music-wise, what's your earliest recollection of music? Like, what do you remember being like, okay, we're singing in church, or we're singing for the rellas who are coming? I guess, how did music come into your life?
Wow. I actually, Now that I think of it, I've sung all my life.
Is it your parents' fault? Is it your teacher's fault? Who got you into this?
My mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Shout out, moms.
I'm Catholic. So
Uh-huh.
in church we do this thing called the responsorial psalm.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime the guys from our area were the ones who are animating mass,
Mm-hmm.
my mom would always sign me up.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, she's done this ever since I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to sing in church on Sunday.
And were you good for singing, or you were just being okay? Because you could be signed up, because you have to be signed up and you don't have a choice. But then you could be good and then you're being signed up. So which one is it?
It was both.
Okay.
Yeah, but mostly the good part, because it used to be very challenging, because you have to come up with a tune yourself. You're just given like a Bible, a whistle, and you're supposed to come up with a tune and then go and sing in front of thousands of people. So I'd say that's why I started.
And you weren't scared to sing in front of thousands of people? I mean, I feel like I'd be so shy.
I mean, I still am, but there is something that once you start and you get into it, you forget there's anyone else in that room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you start singing. How old would you say you were at this juncture?
Like 10.
10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And other kids are probably eating dirt and playing bano, and you were here doing what?
Tuko hapo tunaimba na kudance. Kwanza we used to do this thing called liturgical dancing.
Uh-huh.
So you'll go sing responsorial psalm and then you go dance with the other children.
Wow.
The entire mass absolutely loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So school-wise, were you doing anything musical in school, or did you, at this point as a kid, what did you want to be as a kid? When you were growing up, were you like, I want to be a lawyer?
I just wanted to be a lawyer.
That's weird. Your parents must be lawyers.
No.
You were like, not like those ones who were being told, the law firm is yours. You were just like, I want to be a lawyer.
Yeah. For the longest, there was a time I had a phase where I wanted to be an air hostess.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know those times when you're still,
Yeah.
you feel like you've got to be an air hostess. But from there, for the longest time, I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay, so I'm just curious. For you to want to be a lawyer, you must have seen a lawyer. Ama, you were watching Law and Order, or like, what was it like? What is it that was sexy about law to you, or like what attracted you to law? Maybe not sexy, but like what made you feel like I want to be a lawyer? Okay, us guys had suits, but that's way later. I was in high school, so like Mike Ross, the whole, but like that's not even close to what law is. So for you as a kid, what makes you think lawyer?
It came from debates. We used to do a lot.
Do you argue a lot? Now you do it for a living.
To find out. I wouldn't say I argue a lot. I just, it's always been that thing for. I actually think it came from the fact that I hate bullies. I absolutely loathe bullies. And you'd find like primary school used to have a lot of that. So I was always like, you know what? I don't want to be a lawyer, so I can get to that point where I can defend myself and I can defend others. So that's where it came from.
Okay.
In high school, debates. And it stuck.
Okay.
And campus law. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Plus, I needed to find somewhere I can find that balance between my career and music. And then now, after I went to law school, we studied about IP, and I was like, yes, that is how my heart is.
Okay.
That is what I want to do.
So after, I know a lot of people who study law, there becomes a whole question of, do I go to KSL or not? And it's really like, I feel like people, that's where like they separate the meat from the potatoes. I don't know how they say it, but like that's a big point. It's like, okay, because you're a lawyer, but then there's the advocate.
Yes.
So for you, who already knew that what you wanted to pursue was partly your music and your talent, how did you kind of navigate that when you were done with now this law degree? And how was it like going through like the 4-year law degree for you?
Well, law school is hard. I will not lie to you.
Where did you go?
JQuat.
Okay.
Karen, yeah. Law school is very hard, and it takes a lot of studying and a lot of commitment. My dad is a lecturer, and in our house, once you start something, you can't abandon it. So, and then now he's a lecturer at JQuat.
Okay.
So they do this thing where he'd see my results
before you
they even come out. Yeah, he was part of this board for standardizing the results, so I couldn't get supplementaries.
Okay.
And then when you're going through law school, you're conditioned to, after that, go to the Kenya School of Law. It's like, even in terms of money, someone who hasn't gone to KSL gets paid kidogo money. So you end up just going because, one, you can practice, you can go to court. There's so much you can do as an advocate as compared to a lawyer. And KSL is KSL is what you guys hear out there.
KSL is hell. All I know about KSL is hell. Whether it's retakes or missing whatevers or just the whole units, the group projects, the whole. So did you go through this?
I did, and actually I did mine during COVID.
Was that good? Was that better or worse?
Oh, I didn't like it because I didn't get to know my classmates. You know how KSL does?
Yeah, you have your partners and you do your whole
Because we went for it was like what, a month, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So we started studying online, and I could tell you, there are guys, I've just heard their voice in class, but I haven't really met them.
Okay.
And then when you're going through KSL, there's this thing where at least you'll get to meet different people.
Yes.
It becomes where you decide whether you want to date a lawyer or not.
Exactly.
So I didn't get that phase. So I'm just like, okay, I mean, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Here we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now for KSL, I got my 9 Ps once, and I was like, thank God.
That's it.
Because receipting those papers is even worse.
True.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. So just being done with Kenya School of Law was a huge relief.
So that's out of the way for you, and now you're fully. So and now you actually have a 9 to 5 where you go and practice law every day.
Yes.
And does that allow you to focus on the aspect of law that you like in terms of IP, or are you focusing on something for your you might be doing like commercial law or whatever, but like for your day job, does it touch with the IP stuff or is it just the other stuff?
There is a lot of other stuff, but I work for guys who are they're very flexible and they're very supportive. So anything IP comes up, I get to do it. I also get to do corporate commercial. I also get to do tax law and immigration.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very young lawyers, so they're very supportive. Like every time we have a meeting with my boss, he always does this thing where he'll tell the client she's also a singer.
Oh, nice.
Go check out her music. Even he opens YouTube and he's like, here, check out her page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like for me it has really helped because I work for someone who's really supportive, someone who understands I also need to have that balance between music and all. You
can't just be work. That's not all you can be.
Because at times when I have gigs, I'll just take leave and I'll be okay with it.
Yeah,
and I'll go.
And they know there's a gig because sometimes you have to hide you have a gig or I don't feel well today.
I find lying being quite unnecessary.
You're a lawyer.
Yeah, but when it comes to personally, I most people assume all lawyers are liars.
Yeah,
lawyers like to argue.
Exactly.
We're actually people with morals, guys.
Some of you,
some standards,
of you,
and some of us.
My lawyer says you can lie to the world, but don't lie to me.
Yeah. So when it comes to my job, I don't lie about it. Like if I have a gig, I'll just be like, yo guys. Or if a client needs something done pro bono, especially, I'll just be like, guys, I need to do this through the firm. Is it okay?
Yeah.
And it's easier when you just tell the truth.
That's so true. So we talk about you and your earliest recollection of music being in the church and performing in these in these events that were happening in church. But I'm curious as to outside of church, how do you find your sound? How do you find your voice? Are you like those guys who did a high school group? Are you those guys who I guess how does your musical journey begin? Because we're here now because you've done so much, but then how does it begin? How does it start?
Sad nigga hours.
Oh, tell us more.
Let me tell you. Initially, I was gonna release an EP called Circus because my love life has been a circus.
Kwani ulichezwa wapi? I thought ulikuwa unatafuta high school boyfriend ukiwa kwenye KSL.
Sasa hiyo silioga. Ikakuwa tunasomea online.
Online unajua huwezi pata watu wazuri online, labda ni hakuna watu wazuri online.
Kuna kitu kama hiyo. There's always something. So actually for the songs that I'm currently releasing, Drunk Text was purely that.
Okay. Just because that came out in 2022 and that's what the first kind of release is.
I was just trying to test with that one.
Okay.
Then I was like, hey, maybe I'm not shady. Let me first take time, go learn how music business works, and then come back.
Yeah. So your first ever song that you put out or recorded was Drunk Text?
No. Hey, I have done many things.
So let's go back. I mean, I want the beginning. Don't that this is my story. Hii story ya kurihasa tutaki. The beginning. In the beginning, there was Adam and Eve. Tell us about that first studio session or that weird producer or what. I'm talking about the beginning of your musical journey. You think you got an interview to come and talk about what you want to talk about? We want the truth and nothing but the truth. This is a court of music.
My My first studio session was actually, I dated a producer.
Check you out.
Yeah.
And you see the character development you were asking for.
He's not even the one who made me now have those 20 songs, Kulia. But yeah, I dated a producer.
And this right after high school, or what point is this?
When I was in second year.
Okay. So, but have you been to the studio before this, or this is the beginning? Because we are one the beginning. Like, where does the beginning for music? Okay, yeah, you were
recording with him. I went to Saudi Academy.
The Saudi Academy.
Yeah.
And you like went to the program, or COVID happened?
No. That was when I was in first year. That was in 2015.
Okay, so that was still active.
Yeah. And then ikashidikana na sheria. It became too hard to do the balancing.
Okay.
And the whole traveling. And then when you're a student,
cost as well, because I know it was a program where there were scholarships, but then there was also people who were paying. So I know there was a difference between wasewa kulipa na wasewa scholarship.
Sasa mimi wa kulipa nilikuwa nalipa na pocket money.
Unalipa unatumia pocket money kwenda kufanya Saudi Academy tena kwenda kubash.
I couldn't tell my dad that I want to go or start singing, and he's like, but you just joined law school.
Yeah.
You need to focus on school first.
So that's really dope. So as you were in uni, you were looking for a pastime, and you said, I'm gonna take my small pocket money and pay for Saudi Academy.
Yeah.
Crackhead behavior.
But ikafika
ungenunua jaba ama ufanye sijui kitu ya maana nayo.
But I was like this simple girl. I wasn't even going out. I hadn't even met men who are gonna derail me. So
you're not going to school tomorrow.
I actually never missed classes.
What? But you didn't have a choice. You had to pass.
With my dad. Nakaivi nasema sleeping.
Yeah.
Naona tu my father akiandikia kwa group. Sasa wameketi na my mom. Why hasn't your daughter passed all her papers? Is it that we're not doing enough for her? I was like, no, thank you. So yeah, I used to pay for myself.
How did you even find Saudi Academy at that point? Because like, okay, you're a uni student. Yeah. You're supposed to be focusing on uni. How are you like looking for other things to do as well?
I had very many friends in the music industry.
Okay.
And then
mlijuana nao aje?
Competitions. Unaona hizi competitions za tao. Watu walikuwa naenda mnapanga line, mnapewa badge, unapata weni number 510. I used to do a lot of that.
Kwani ulikuwa umeboeka?
None of them ever used to go.
Ulikuwa umeboeka ama ulikuwa unafanya hizi vitu kwa nini?
Because in music, I was always like, I need to find where I can start. And then my family used to keep sending me these posters. Waka hivi waone posters are The Voice. Hata kama ni UK, itatumiwa.
Walai, Voice UK utafika aje?
That's what I always used to wonder. But I'd always be like, thank you guys, I see you thinking about me. So actually, yeah.
So even they saw it in you. Okay, and I guess for you, was music something you saw in yourself or other people saw in you? Which one was it more?
More of other people seeing it in me. For me it was.
Hebu imba tusikie kama unaweza kuimba. Tujui kama unaweza kuimba yet. Unaweza kuimba sure?
It depends on which song you want me to start it. Oh, but my favorite.
Any song. You pick any song.
Okay. Sunshine, oh baby, oh. You were my sunshine, oh baby, oh. Oh, sunshine, oh baby, oh. You were my sunshine, oh baby, oh. That's my favorite song from all these things I'm releasing.
Okay.
I'm struggling with it though. I still haven't found like a producer who...
I find that interesting because you said something on Twitter. You were saying this new song that you released, Kanami, has gone through like the most restructuring and like changing. So I'm assuming like your process is like it's a work in progress of all of these things.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
And my producer hates it.
Sometimes like the producer is right. They say it's a good song. It's a good song. You don't have to change it.
It started out as an amapiano song.
Huh?
Kanami. Piano. Then I was like, I know that's not my kind of style. And then I did an acoustic version, and I was like, I don't feel it. And then now I met Ndovu. He's the producer.
Crispa.
Yes.
Crispin.
He's the producer for Kanami.
Okay.
Yeah. So
shout out to Crispa.
Right?
Yeah.
He's done a really, really
met him so early in the game. I didn't even. He knew he was going there, but I didn't even like. It's incredible how life has turned out for him. Yeah. He deserves that and so much more.
He really does. Yeah. He really does. So yeah, we went to studio. He had the song. He was like, "Oh my God, this is what we should do." 2 minutes, ashaweka beat. Another 2 minutes, nishafanya vocals.
Evo.
Song imeiva.
Okay. But before we get to Kanami, which dropped today, we were at Saudi Academy trying to figure out how you have so many friends who are artists. And so there's the family gassing you up. Then there's also you also just putting yourself out there. And was that hard for you in the sense of, I feel like one of the hardest things can be like, okay, I know I can sing, or people are telling me I can sing, but then I have to now put myself out there and see. Because then you see now it's the universe giving you the reactions, and they might not be reacting the way you might,
At all. I think my humbling moment was this time I went for one of these auditions and it was BN.
BN mwenyewe?
I had
BN watu easy?
Singing, yeah. Nilingia tu hivi, shy girl, small girl.
Ulikuwa na tu dread ama ulikuwa na nini?
My hair used to struggle. Dread zimekuja juzi. I just stood there and he was like, no, next.
Ati?
Yeah.
Hata hukuimba?
You know, I took a break.
After
that, I was like, at a Sauti Academy, watch I
That's why you took the break.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
Money and then there's the heartache. Both of them was just like, oh.
Wait, BN just said no. And not that he. No.
I just called him hands.
You're not giving. No. It's not giving.
Which was good because I need.
What song were you going to sing?
Loliwe. You remember Loliwe?
Yes.
Yes. And I rehearsed for days. I'm coming there, I'm ready as fuck.
Audition kwani ilikuwa wapi?
Ilikuwa KCC.
Audition ya nini?
This competitions on TV.
Ulikuwa unaenda unajipeleka tu. Star Search, whatever it is unaenda.
Zote. Yeah.
Did you ever win or get anything from any of those except being heartbroken?
After hiyo niliquit. Nilisema tu the world is not my home.
Okay.
Let me focus on law. But I needed to take that break.
Until you found that producer boyfriend.
Oh.
Until you found the producer boyfriend. You think I'm not listening to Korada? Boy Meets World.
When I met that producer boyfriend now, I used to do hooks for guys. Like there's this guy called Tony Suma.
Okay, I know Tony Suma.
Yeah.
He's a rapper.
We've done a couple of songs together.
Okay.
Yeah. Even there's this song Kila Kitu Extra.
Okay.
Yeah, we even did a video.
Check you out. So you're doing BGVs and hooks.
Aye, crazy.
Okay.
I used to be there just okay, that was much later, but yeah, that's how I started the producer boyfriend. And
love leads to one thing, and then you guys end up recording. So does this kind of at least give you the confidence, or kind of like a way back in? Because the competitions break your heart, and then now you're like, okay, I can still sing. Let me sing here and there.
Let me do BGVs for guys. But that guy used to push me. The guy really used to push me.
Okay.
But anakuja anauliza, okay, today, how many songs have you written? Say, I'm in law school. I'm like, I just want to visit my boyfriend.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I'm anafika napata wako na session, and maybe the lady who's supposed to do the hook hasn't.
Ayuko unaingia.
And then either they'll redo with the person who has to do it, ama inatoka hivyo, you know.
Yeah.
So I'd say, yes, I was heartbroken, and then now there was him who really helped to build.
So that's really cool.
Back up, yeah.
We've talked about how I've been able to like even like restructure songs and remix them and do different things with songs. One thing we've not talked about yet that I'm really curious about is your songwriting, because I'm hearing that you write songs for yourself, but then I'm curious as to like, how did you start writing? Do you remember the first song you wrote?
Ilikuwa I was young and stupid.
We all were.
You remember these two small keyboards that had very many buttons? So there's this one ungefinya ina play an entire track. So me and my small sister used to just try and do something freestyle of sorts.
Okay.
Yeah. But songwriting, I tend to think there are people guys who've done music are much better when it comes to the understanding of the background and everything. So there are songs I have written, and then there are those, I have this songwriter called Nkatha. She's amazing.
Okay.
She's dope. So I mean, with my heartbrokenness, I do like an entire, I used to do blogs before. Then I took down the page and WordPress. Nilikuwa watu Wednesday.
Ad post.
Mimi nawekea kitu.
Na ulikuwa unatuwekea tea ama ulikuwa unaweka tu anything?
Zote. Either ni current ama ni experience or it's just something I read somewhere.
Okay.
My brain, yeah. So I'd do posts and then send them to her, and then she uses that to come up with songs.
Oh, that's super dope.
And then once she sends it to me, I revamp it, I change stuff, I move stuff around. I even have an entire home studio.
And how does she find like so the words are yours, but then like the voice now has to be yours. So like when you sing them back, do they sound like your thoughts?
Absolutely.
For real?
Yeah.
You don't feel like it's now Nkatha's?
Between me and this babe is out of this world.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find her?
Easy circles to the music, imagine.
Okay.
Because there's this band, Clef and Bandana.
Shout out Clef and Bandana.
Yeah, I feel like they're the ones who really introduced me to very many artists.
Okay.
Because then I used to go to most of their gigs and hang out with them a lot. So I got to meet very many people through them.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think Katha was 8, but it's been years. I've known this babe for like 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what makes... Okay, so you've done a lot of things, and it's been a long journey for you. But if someone was researching or looking for you, they'd think that Drunk Text was the first thing you put out.
Oh, hey.
So it's not the first thing you put out, but like, what I guess, what does Drunk Text is different, or is how comes that's what people are seeing, or like is that now when we enter to the streaming era, or that's just the first thing you put your name on? Because there's the hooks you've done, and there's the different competitions and covers and all these things, but then how comes it's now? I guess, were you always Wamuyu Kang'ethe?
Yes, but I used to do covers.
Okay.
I did covers for a whole year. Every Friday, nilikuwa natoa cover mpya for an entire year plus.
YouTube, Facebook. Okay.
I actually took them down just the other day because my manager was just like, oh, we need to revamp your music. You can't be known as a cover artist now. You have to start over.
Yeah.
So I had to take all that down. I think I have like just 2 covers left. Yeah, but initially I started out as a cover artist because I also wanted to gain the numbers. I didn't see the point of posting a song and I have 200 subscribers.
Now you have 1,000 plus. Check you out.
Right.
Yeah.
I still feel like that's like 10, not even 0 points, like a drop in the ocean.
But it's a big deal.
It is.
Yeah. Unaweza kuja hapa na 100 subscribers. Unasema nini?
Yeah, so I did covers to actually just gain a following, gain subscribers, get social media presence. I really struggle posting online.
And did it actually work for you?
It did.
Okay.
It really helped.
Okay.
It really helped. I can actually say 1,000 of the
1.16
is from covers.
Okay.
It's been covers that year that I just utapata ifike 12:30 na sija post cover, guys start calling, are you okay? You haven't
seriously?
Yeah. You haven't posted something to do.
So you were actually that consistent where like it was actually being felt and being seen. That's incredible. So does covers, besides growing your audience, did it help with gigs? Like if you go to a gig, like in terms of performances, how does that work?
By then I used to do covers and I used to feel like I'd do better if I was promoting my own music, but it really helped because I used to gig a lot. There's even this NGO, just randomly, Apo museum. I did a gig some time back and this lady had come out with her kids. And that's how every time they have conferences, I get to go and
for real
entertain them. Yeah.
Just because of gigging.
Just because of gigging and covers.
Tell us about the backyard sessions.
Well, when I started out, I realized artists don't really have avenues where they can come, just showcase their talent. Or if there is, utapata wata prefer. If they're paying top dollar, they're going to prefer a different kind of A-list artist.
True.
If you can call them that. So backyard was just... There was space at home. There were speakers at home. I'm very business oriented.
Yes.
And I have very many friends who are artists who would just like to gig. She's like, oh my God, I missed the stage so bad.
Yeah.
So I used to do that for such people. So it would just be, it's not a lot of money. Sometimes I'll even just pay you from tickets, but just come. It's a picnic setup. Used to be really
Where? How much was a ticket?
500 bob.
And this was in your house for real?
Upper Juja, my dad's backyard.
And like him, okay, your dad was easy with... Yeah, so now him is like, kujeni?
He was okay with it. He's just like, as long as there are no rowdy people, I'd also sell food and drinks. So
drinks yani teipia?
Yeah, cocktails.
Walai?
Yeah.
Na mzaya ko home?
Yeah.
Na madhe?
They were okay with it.
Mse kichoma shada mafegi?
No. Now you'd also tell people you have to be respectful. But it's actually a very open ground.
Okay.
So... chances of even my father coming to check were very low. But tu by saa 3 kila mtu ameenda home. Because ati ni basha usiku.
So ni like na iko Juja. Juja ndani kwa chuo ama outside the school?
Kenyatta Road.
Okay. Yeah. I know Kenyatta Road. Yeah.
Kenyatta Road.
So and like how many guys would you be able to host?
The biggest we did had like 70 guys.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it got to a point it was a bit too expensive.
Okay.
I'd use my salary to now pay for that. And then sometimes you'll find msanii amekuja na
Bogi
na watu wanataka complimentary.
Okay.
And you just end up doing it. But
who's the coolest person you had perform, or the coolest like version, or like the coolest one you ever had? You're like, wow, that was so dope.
It's hard to pick. But there's this babe. I feel like the world needs to know that.
Please.
She is...
What's her name?
I think it was Davina. Let me see. This babe, she used to give me goosebumps.
Kwa nini?
Her singing. She was such a dope singer. Like, there is so much There's so much talent.
Ulimtoa wapi hizi masako zako ama ulimtoa wapi?
Instagram, imagine. She just DM'd me.
Davina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll send you her,
okay, please.
her details.
Okay.
Just Instagram. She's like, oh my God, I've seen what you're doing with Backyard. Can I just come and perform? And she sings and you're like, oh my God, she can sound like Adele. She can sound like...
What?
I'm telling you, that babe could sing and I'm like, I'm not sure I'm a singer. There are better singers out here. She's amazing.
Okay.
She's amazing. I think we even have a video on the Backyard page.
Okay. And then the second other one you would say that was really memorable for you that you enjoyed was who? Whom or where?
Called Wahome.
Okay.
I think that guy has been through the most, especially in the industry.
Kimaisha.
Yeah, Kimaisha, Kimziki.
Okay.
But he's a really, really good singer. Yeah. Then there's Nkatha, my personal favorite.
Yes.
I love that babe. She's such a dope singer. Then there's this lady, Miss Mango. Yeah. She's also a really
Miss Mango.
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Oh, you should check her out.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Mango. She's also a really, really good singer.
So Amoyo, let me ask you something. If someone was to ask you to describe your sound or the music you make, how would you do that? How would you describe your sound or the music you make? Because for me, it stood out, but I couldn't explain. I couldn't explain to it. I was just like, call this girl. I need to play. I need to interview. But like, I can't. How do you explain your music to someone who's never heard it, or to people who are gonna hear it for the first time today? How would you say this is me, in your own words? Because you like to let the music speak, but I want your words.
My songs are so diverse. By the time I'm done with like the other 10 songs that are in the studio, if I say...
Will they ever finish though? You know you like to cook up and...
no, those ones were done.
Okay.
Ndovo was like, if I don't release, he's going to release them himself.
Okay, so nice.
Sina choice.
Okay. Shout out Ndovuku.
Na pia pesa ya kuanza kurudia, it's expensive. Yeah. I'd say I'm more of an R&B pop kind of artist. Mine is about feelings. Most of them are sad nigga hours.
Okay.
Because everyone can resonate with a heartbreak or a disappointment. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be family.
True.
It could be friends. That one.
Even business.
Even business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say I'm more of an R&B pop kind of artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find Ndovuku? Mulipatanaje na Crispa?
Okay. We used to talk kitambo on Instagram.
Okay.
Ile two DMs.
Hi.
And then he got famous and
Ndovu ni cool.
And then later they had this offer on
studio time?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had this offer for
15K. I remember the 15K offer.
I signed up.
Yeah.
And that's how we started working together.
Nice. You said you've recorded 10 songs?
Yes. 10 songs.
Does this include Kanami and Drunk Text, or this is 10 songs?
Yeah, other 10 songs.
10 fresh songs. Woo! Tell us about this. So, I'm assuming you're gonna drop this as a project, or what are you gonna do?
I want to do them as singles.
Where?
Yeah.
What do you mean at singles?
Zitatoka. Actually, every month, every first Friday of the month, from now this Kanami, I'll be dropping something.
Every first
Friday.
So once a month?
Yes.
Okay.
So like in July, there's a song coming out called Hardest Thing. In August, there's Ode to Ma. That one is for my mom.
Yes.
Beautiful song. Then, so yeah, every month, every first Friday, I'm going to be dropping something. Because they're already ready. I might as well just have them out there.
Is it scary? Because now like the music's already done, but then I have to figure out how do I present this music to the world.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what's the plan? Do you have a plan?
It's quite scary. My plan is to just put them out there, try do as much acoustic versions as I can, get to see how many people I can get to promote. I'm working with a team who's doing the marketing strategy for me, so for that, if it's social media, they're running with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really hoping at some point it will pick, imagine. Plus, sina pressure numbers.
Okay.
Sina pressure, sina haraka. Mine is just putting the music out there. If somebody relates, if it helps somebody get through something, then if it comes with numbers and money, well and good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, fortunately, I know a lot of artists who've been able to balance the music and law thing. If it came to it, would you ever have to choose or want to choose, or that's not something you're even considering? Like, no.
No, because I don't think I can survive without one of them.
Okay.
Like for me, law keeps me grounded. Law challenges me in ways I never thought I would. It has really helped me meet amazing people. I absolutely love helping artists. So I would.
In what way are you able to help artists, like as a lawyer?
From anything. If you have a dispute, you can come to me. If you need contracts, if you need split sheets, if you need education on music business, whatever it is that you'll need.
Okay.
So I love working with artists.
Okay.
They're dope-ass people. And then you also get to hear songs before they come out.
I saw you tweet about that the other day, because like you also get to hear exclusive, like as management, you get to like be, and you enjoy that as well?
I absolutely love it.
Okay.
I'm working with an artist she's amazing.
What's her name? Please give her a shout out. You can't even say the name of the artist.
I don't want to do it because then now you'll find people who know me personally will want collabos, and then should I do that? It becomes an entire thing. But the artist I work with, she's amazing. She's dope as shit.
Nah. Who is it? Who is it?
For you, I'll tell you on the side, be like.
And
then you'll be like, oh my God, it's so dope, and you laugh about it.
You
anyway,
smart. You smart. I have a very serious question. I love that the music is R&B. I love that it's sad nigga hours. I love that it's you being able to take your thoughts and then have them told in a different way or even shared in a different way. Do you feel sometimes scared to share what's happening like personally?
Yes. Like for Kanami, the number of times I almost took down that song because I submitted it to my distributor like a month ago. Yeah. And every time I just log in and I'm like, am I sure I want to do this? Do I really want to put out my forehead like that? It's those little things for, do I really want to expose myself like that? So it's honestly very scary because you get to share stuff that actually happened to you. And then you're exposing yourself to bullies, you're exposing yourself to...
You don't fuck with bullies. They really fucked you over as a youth though.
Absolutely loath.
I'm so sorry.
So it becomes... There's a lot of vulnerability that comes with it. But then now, I think it's one thing that I've just come to learn with working with Brandy and all. It's just about what makes you happy.
Yeah. Then my bigger question is... And I'm human... So it happens to me too. And because I'm human, like I know something, but then I'll forget. So I'll have to remind myself. But like with this love experiences you experience, you don't learn. So like you know, like chesa me once and then chesa me twice. Nigga, you're not chasing me the third time. But like I'm assuming Wamuyu is growing, she's experiencing things. Like you should know a rat from a rat by now. You should know Unika Brayo, stay away. Like don't you learn? You're not learning, like, because it can't be the same kibanda, the same, like, you know, like, are you learning, like, and at the point that you're at, today I played a song, it's by the Exit Band, a brand new song by the Exit Band, it's called For Real, and I was saying it's funny that in the generation we live in, the thought of falling in love is like... Yani, we don't even believe in love. And you know how we just mistrust everything. Like everything is like a conspiracy. Like I feel like love today is like a conspiracy. Like, you know, can you love for real? But like I guess like would you give someone a chance again?
An ex or a new person?
And it's just love. Do you like what's your take on love right now? Where you at? Like be honestly, like what's your take on love?
Today's a weird day to ask that. I recently came from a 5-month relationship.
Okay.
So I believe love is a choice. It's a decision that you choose to pick this person every single day. You choose to be kind to them. You choose to be gentle. You choose to be honest. For me, love is a choice. It's a huge choice that somebody makes. Yeah. It's also a gamble because nowadays people are moving different.
What does moving different look like or seem like these days?
Guys are not honest about basic stuff.
Like what's basic to you? What's basic to you?
Communication.
Okay.
That's the bare minimum. Like you're sad, communicate it. You're angry.
Okay, I was watching a stupid video today. Eve Mungai was talking to Colonel Mustafa and his mom, and Colonel Mustafa, he's an artist, right? Everybody knows him, but one of the hardest, his mom was saying Colonel alikuwa anamwambianga kila kitu, but the one thing he never told his mom was this mjengo story, because he felt like this mjengo story would kill her. She was already sick. she's already seen him struggle. It's like, how do you tell your mom you go to MJ every day? Your mom who's educated you, and I'm bringing this up as I'm a man myself, and sometimes I go through challenges. Fortunately, I'm married to someone who's my friend, so I'm able to explain to them, okay, this month the budget is this, and this is where I'm at. So I'm able to communicate. But I do remember times where, Shorty wants to go for sushi and nigga, we have 300. Make it make sense. So relax. Not all of us are there yet. It's called growth. It's called growth. Now I can tell my babe, yo, let's go eat rice at home and then we'll panga so we can go for this nice date next week. Yeah. But like, it's the simple things. When you're saying communicate, I feel as though sometimes it's hard, and I'm speaking for men as a man in this small moment, where as men we go through things and sometimes it's like we don't even know how to explain the small thing we're going through. And it's like we're not communicating. It's different for me not texting you back. That's different. But sometimes to tell someone what you're going through, you don't even know what you're going through sometimes. Or you don't. So imagine now a boy who's trying to figure out himself, he's not even a man yet, trying to explain to you what he doesn't even understand.
That's true.
I feel like it's not trying to defend them, but I'm like, okay, I empathize with a lot of men when it's like you're supposed to be communicating, but how do you communicate what you don't know or what
even you don't understand?
Yeah.
The thing I'm really taking,
like, let me tell you something. That your dad, for example, ange come home aseme, by the way, sina school fees. Ungemwambia nini? Ata mimi, by the way, I'm just curious if my dad came home one day and said, akuna school fees joke here. You know how you can say, I can help you with 5 bob. I can help you. Like, actually, akuna, like, no, you, and I feel like that's the only comparable thing. Like, if my dad came to me in class 2 and told me, son, term 2 hatuna school fees. What solution would class 2 me have? Like, and I'm not saying niggas are going through school fees problems, but I'm just saying, like, that's something I could never respond to.
I think the one thing I'm taking home nowadays, or something I've learned from even this previous relationship, is date someone who's your friend. Yeah, like, okay. Just be friends.
But then what if you ruin the friendship by like dating the person and then like you lose your friend?
Stumble, but at least it was worth. If it's worth dating, then it was worth a trial. And if you are legit friends, even after things not working out, your friendship shouldn't end. Because then that means if you guys fought in the relationship, and at least your fallback should be the friendship. Yeah, that's where most of the problems come in. You find you're not friends, or if you're friends, you're not legit friends, because you need to really be friends with somebody before you date them.
So you have a new song out.
Yeah,
it's called Kanami. Yeah, and I want you to tell us: are you asking someone to stay? Do you want them to stay? Because I've heard the song. I have heard the song. And I liked it because, the songs that say something without saying something. Yeah. And it's like, I know what it's like, I love an innuendo. Yeah. Or I like, you're saying something, but you're saying something different at the same time. Yeah. But like, what are you saying with Kanami, your latest single?
This applies to anything. Could be a relationship. It could.
And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't apply to just one thing. So I love that it's multifaceted in that way.
It could be friendship. It could be. Initially, when I was doing Kanami, it was more of I was going through a phase where I was really struggling with work. I felt like I really want to quit. I really want to.
You who's all positive and like yeah.
I have my moments.
And thank you for sharing that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I really have my moments. So it got to a point where I had to constantly remind myself to at least stick to whatever it is that I promised myself I would do. So, and then at the same time, I was going through that character development 2.0. Yeah. So it felt a lot like I could relate from both worlds, because I'm really trying to stay true to my job. I'm really trying to stay true to my goals and everything. And then there's also this man that I really like that I know I should let go of, but I'd wish he stayed. So it came at a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a video.
Oh. Yeah.
You have a video dropped 19 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's not fake views. There are comments from here to tomorrow. Everybody from X-Ray King to Anna to there's so many comments. Kinkada is over here too. Tell us about the video and what it was like making this video.
It was hard.
It's an amazing, beautiful... Bro, let me tell you something. Releasing a song is easy.
Yeah.
But like releasing a song, having a video, doing all of it... Kudos. Good job. Great job. I can't imagine what you've had to go through to this point.
We shot the video in January.
That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine.
Yeah. It was, we tried planning before. We were to do it in December, didn't work out. Then the location we were to get was booked. So we had to get a B&B in Westlands. But by then I was working with a guy called Keith.
Okay.
Yeah, he was managing me then. And he did a pretty good job putting together everything. And he really made it easier for me. And then now my stylist is dope. She's called Essie.
Sorry, Essie.
Essie is the best. And then my makeup artist.
Who shot the video?
DLL.
DLL.
Yeah.
Never heard of him, but the video is really good quality.
Really good quality.
Yeah.
It was...
How does it now from January to this point? What happens? Because like, people see a video, they're going to watch it for 3 minutes and move on.
Yeah.
What's been the process to getting this video to us?
I am at a point currently where I just want to focus on management and music business and just getting to learn how marketing works and event organizing and all that. So I had two options. I either sit with it until the day I'm going to be like, now I'm ready to release.
Yeah.
Or I just have the music out there. And then, like, I have such a fire playlist on my phone. I was like, it's unfair. It's unfair for me to just keep the songs and just listen to them in the car, driving to work. And
and this fire playlist is strictly just you?
There's me, and then there's me and Brandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's... I just figured, you know what? I won't die. Yeah. Plus, I've already invested money. I might as well just put it out there.
True.
Because I don't know who's gonna see it.
That's so true.
Someone will want to use it in a movie and I get a sync deal and that's good money.
True.
Yeah. So I was just like, let me just put myself out there. Plus, if I don't do it now, I keep doing this thing where whenever I'm scared, I'll just use all other excuses but admit to myself that I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just woke up one day. I was like, you know what? Let's do this. It's ready. It's ready. I like it. Everyone around me has watched it. Like,
so this is like about a month ago when you were submitting it to streaming.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I was just like, you know what? Let's do this.
Who's your distributor?
Dito Music.
Dito Music. Okay. You've talked about something that I'd want you to share because I feel like you must have some insight that a lot of people don't have. And you've mentioned it several times in our conversation. You talk about the music business. You talk about the industry and wanting to learn and understand it. Mi sio mjinga lakini nitakuuliza swali ya ujinga. Do we have a Kenyan music industry? Or a business?
We do.
Are you sure?
We do.
Uh-huh.
We really do. I think the one thing that people don't realize is artists put in a lot of work. Artists put in a lot of time, a lot of money. And, you know, when people say play Kenyan music, what comes to your mind when someone says Kenyan music? Radio
254.
Oh, at least for you, you have that exposure.
Yeah.
Like, you talked about Exit Band, and they're amazing.
Amazing.
Not everyone has heard about Exit Band.
True.
So if you ask someone about Kenyan music, they tell you, oh, Kenya doesn't have good music. But there are artists like Brandy, there are artists like me. There are so many artists.
Ethan Muziki.
There's Kinoti.
True.
Like there's dope music out here. We do have an industry. There's a lot of gatekeeping though, but we do have an industry.
Okay. You've talked about wanting to learn. What is it that makes you feel you don't know enough? Because I'm curious as Ninini Haujui. You're an intelligent lady.
Yeah.
I feel like you have your head on straight, but Ninini, what's giving you the runaround? What's running circles that you feel like I still need to learn more about this?
When you're releasing music, you see, most people assume an artist just went to the studio, akava headphones, aka-record.
Motif, give me the beat. Motif, turn me up in the headphones.
You know, and then ina releasiwa. But then they don't understand that there's an entire process to it. like there's that writing. You have to be intentional. What kind of message are you trying to put across? And then when you're releasing, you have to be strategic about your release plan. So what's your marketing strategy? Do you have the budget for it? Because you'll see most of these people who have made it and are maybe backed like by labels, they have money.
True.
They have money,
Budgets.
they have connections. So me wanting to learn is me wanting to grow my contacts. At least meet guys like you who, if a new song comes out, I can send an email shamelessly. That you sent it at work.
Bro, I'm so glad you sent it. I'm so glad. Like, how did you know to send an email? Like, how did you, before? Okay. That's so smart.
I was just like, the worst that
it's that easy, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
shout out Gikosh Mose.
Yeah.
Captain.
I was just like,
but I actually sat down and listened to it. I was so impressed. Like, I actually told my Jimbo, here's this number. Like, one thing, let me tell you, that stood out. One, the song was good, but then the email was so written professionally in the sense of it gave me your number, 2 numbers, your email. Like, usually I'd have to say, send me your number back. It was like, done. Like, this is good music. Let's reach out, Yeah. But people think that there's no other way. Even if you're Savara, you still have to send an email.
But you see, it also depends on what you're going for. Like, artists, that's why I believe people need to just take time, get to learn a bit more about how music business works, what terminologies, what are your rights, where do you expose yourself, that's the kind of learning that I really want to do, so that by the time I'm doing like my 10th song, I'm even getting to a point where I can call somebody from Spotify directly.
True.
Be like, I have this song, this is the kind of playlist I want to be on, because I'm on an entire search of playlists on Spotify, playlists on Apple Music.
So now you need to find the curators, not Spotify themselves, but there's curators who
now that's where people like you come in, because I didn't know that.
True.
And I will engage you on that.
Because Spotify themselves is but there's a person who curates the EA Wave playlist, there's a person who curates the New Music Friday playlist, there's different people who do different things.
Yeah. And now if you got someone who is on the inside, they will guide you.
True.
Even depending on your genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've talked about something else that was quite interesting. You talk about management. You, from a very early standpoint, have understood, okay, I need to have a manager so that they can do this and this and this. How did that even happen for you? And like, you've had different managers. What does a manager help you with?
Everything. Because like now for Keith, he really helped with the video. I was clueless about everything. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin to look for venues.
For real.
Or who are good video directors in the industry.
Yeah.
So when you're working with a manager, they at least take off that entire burden of you having to put in the work. Because then now all you need to do is tell them what you want, what your budget is, and then from there they take it up for you. And then it's easier when you're dealing with a manager as opposed to dealing with people directly, because then even for negotiating deals, if someone came to me and want to book Brandy and bei yenye wanasema haifiki, for her she could be a bit lenient. She'd be like, oh, but we have a history. You'll come to me and I'll tell you, this is our red card.
We don't have a history.
This is a discount I can give you, but you can go look for money and then we can engage each other on future, so it takes away that. And then there's someone who's now going to be accountable in everything, because now you see that's their job. It's their job to make sure. And
especially for you who has a day job, you don't have the time to be running around and doing these kind of things. But then now for the value for the manager, are they investing in you because they believe in you and the talent that you have, or are they investing in you for the 10%? Because I don't know, like I'm a manager, yes, you're out there doing your thing and running around and doing what you need to do, but then I'm working for you all day. So I guess, how does an upcoming artist or an artist who's trying to emerge now engage a manager and say, hey, this is my career per se?
Most artists are going to be like, but I can't afford one.
That's the exact same thought I'm thinking. Like, I have 100 fans. How will I sustain you and me? Like, it's already... So how does an artist engage a manager when they're starting out? Because unani waste your time.
It's not even about the money. It's just about having someone who's gonna help you take the burden off. Your manager could be your friend.
True.
Yeah, it could be someone umebuy SIM card ya Airtel, unampatia.
Number 2.
Kilia, ndio rate card, Just tell them XYZ.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be someone who is an actual manager out there and telling you every month you have to at least give them 50,000.
Yeah.
Because most artists.
Because who has 50,000?
Exactly.
My G, you said 15,000 for studio sessions. I know 100,000. I know so many artists who can't even afford 15,000 for a studio session.
Exactly.
So when you're telling me to pay you 25K to be my manager, and bro, I've never even been booked, but you want to be like,
get your friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Get someone who you know is organized, because it's about, can this person be able to actually do my day to day? Are they organized enough? Are they professional enough? Will they be able to handle calls? Can they do emails? Are they people who can do follow-ups? I'm sure in your circle, even as an upcoming artist, you have somebody like that.
Yeah.
And even for that person, they'll be learning how to get into this management.
Like in a kichoma, another trauma.
But see, you learn and you grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, you're not afraid of that part. You're focused, or you want to be able to focus on your part, and someone focuses on their part. That's dope.
Yeah, because now you'll find I'm an artist. Yeah, I am an artist, but I'm also managing an artist.
Yeah.
But someone else is managing my music.
True.
Yeah, so it becomes easier for me to handle somebody else's music, because then there's that on the sid, and then there's me, someone handling it for me, because when it comes to me, I'll be scared.
So now, and I feel like that's a curious one, because I did want to ask, like, someone manages you, but you manage someone else. So it's like
conflict.
Yeah, like how do you? Because if you can manage somebody else, you can manage you.
Not entirely.
Explain.
The person I'm managing is someone with a lot of experience. Like, she's really grown. She really knows her shit.
Yeah.
I have learned and really grown in those few months that I've worked with her. So you find, if I was managing myself, there is stuff that I'd want to do it my way, because it's my song.
Yeah.
And I have a way that I'd want to have it out there, that if somebody else is doing it for me, they're going to be like, but no, that is not the best way to go about it. I mean, I get your songs are your babies, and you do anything for your babies.
Yeah.
But then you also need someone who's going to make the hard decisions for you. You're going to need someone who's going to do the follow-up for you. You're going to need someone who's willing to grow with you, because it's also about the growth.
True.
Yeah. Well, I'm at a point where if there was a gig, if somebody approached me about a gig, I'd honestly go and talk about my client first, as opposed to me and my music.
Why?
Because it's my job. It's my job, and the point I'm at right now in my music, realistically, the things I don't really want to get into. If I was to do something like Blankets and Wine, not this year.
Okay.
Maybe from next year.
Okay.
So if Blankets was to come, I'm gonna pitch Brandy.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
If guys are having a gig with the government at KSCC, I'm gonna pitch Brandy, because there's also the brand.
True.
Yeah.
So I have a silly question for you. The thing that keeps going on in my head, and I can't stop thinking about it, is 10 songs. Bro, if I had 10 songs and I knew they were fire, why not just drop them? And hold, just entertain me for a second.
Yeah.
Entertain me for a second, Wamuyu. I get it, but then I also don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have the hit, drop the hit. You see, the thing is, there's a different story if the songs are not done. There's a different story if the producer is not clearing. But like, your songs are done.
Yeah.
How are you deciding what song for what month? Because there is a rollout plan.
Yeah.
And then, what if of these songs, Katikati, the hit truckers, do you still continue with the plan? Or like I guess,
I get.
do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I can't listen to these great, like you've heard these songs, I haven't, but like, you've got the music done. Now you have to be patient and now deal with the process.
Yeah.
So it's like you have the ingredients. So I guess talk to me about this, because the music is ready, the music is done, you understand the product, but now you have to take your time. What the fuck is that?
You also have
You have to take your time.
Yeah, and strategic.
Aye, bruh, drop the hit. Drop the hit. You're wasting time. So explain to us. Do you get what I'm saying, though?
I do.
Okay.
I do. The reason why I got into like music business is because you need to get to that point where you understand what do you want to achieve with this song. Do you just want the songs out there? Do you want one song to overshadow the other? Because whenever you do like the 10 songs, there's gonna be the crowd favorites. and then there'll be the rest. And you'd find, like for me, for my 10 songs, my favorite is Sunshine, and then now Otuma. Otuma was to my mom.
Yeah.
So you'd find when these songs come out, guys would prefer Kanami because they are more hyped, or Hardest Thing because it's deep. It's really deep. So the others get more of watered down. So I'd rather release one per month. Ukwetu na mwezi. Kusikiza song. And then there's also that consistency. Because if I spread it out for 10 months, that means I'm going to be consistent for 10 months. I'm going to be having new music coming out for 10 months, relevance for 10 months. You get, as opposed to just releasing all of them.
True.
And then also the marketing. I don't really have a big budget for promoting 10 songs all at once. But if I did one per month, then I can be able to afford it. So you're
actually spending dollars, like you're spending money to promote, and you're paying for what? What are you doing in terms of when you're saying you're doing this?
It depends on what the artist wants. So you could pay for YouTube ads, you could pay a curator, you could pay a DJ to add it to their playlist. You could pay an influencer to just do a TikTok, you know. Yeah, because all these things are not for free.
True.
I mean, if they come across your song and they like it and they want to repost it, yes, that's okay. But then if you want your numbers to grow and you feel like XYZ influencer would be the best person for you, then you pay them to at least do a video.
So what does mom and dad think about Wamuyu in terms of the whole package at this point? Because now you see there's the whole lawyer side and then there's the artist side, and it's amazing how you even explained how they were supporting you with the gig at home and everything. But like, as of right now, is it kosher? Is it we're still waiting and seeing? Or is it like, kaende? Okay.
Yeah. My mom is still asking for a gospel song.
Walai.
Yeah. She's just like, oh, you have a good voice. Please also sing for God. So I am going to do a gospel song.
Okay.
Just for
Kuna dawa.
not entirely, but along those lines.
So we know you've worked with Big B, but outside of the biggest... Wait. Tuesday nilikwambia kuna Beyonce wa Kenya. Nilikwambia anaitwa nani? Beyonce wa Kenya anaitwa nani? Brandy Maina. But besides, who would you want to work with?
Who would I want to work with?
That you have not worked with.
Wow.
In the Kenyan music industry.
Wow. Nyashinsky, just because.
Because of the dreadies or because of what?
Because of talent.
Okay.
There'd be a lot of growth.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd actually say Nyashinsky. From how I've seen his music being structured, I'd really want to know how they're marketing.
You know, I feel like a Nyashinsky promo that would, like, I feel like if you record a song with Nyashinsky, mta record 2023, ngoma itatoka 2027.
And it's because of strategy.
Yeah, it's the stuff you're talking about. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's a Brandy Maina collab already locked in. I know there's a Nikita. Like, but before you hear them, like today I saw Nyashinsky teasing a new song, and that song was probably recorded like back in Sedo. Like, you know, like
strategy. And that's one person that I'd say I'd really want to know what their process is like. You know, how do they do their marketing? How do they do their promotions? Who do they work with? You know, how are their meetings like? The growth would be immense. That's the one artist I can say, oof, yes sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Kanami today, and we're gonna get a new one every month. First Friday of the month.
Yes.
Okay. I want to say, first things first, I want to say thank you very much for making time.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you stopping by. But I'm excited because I heard the first taste and I was like, okay, there's something here. Yeah. So I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing and hearing what's coming up. So I'm going to play Kanami as we end the interview. So for anybody listening, this is Kanami. I'd like you to introduce the song and let people know where they can find you, follow you, anything they need to know as we end the interview and play the latest single, world premiere, Kanami.
Yeah. Again, I am Wamuyu Kang'ethe. All social media handles are just Wamuyu Kang'ethe. Everywhere. My numbers are usually everywhere on social media. You can just contact me if you need anything. And if you have any tips, you have any questions, especially intellectual property law, feel free to reach out. For those artists working without splits and contracts, please change your ways. It's very risky out here. And I really hope I can get to a point where we can even do trainings for artists and just educate them on their rights, on what they shouldn't stand for, what every contract should have, what you should look out for, So yeah, just keep streaming my music. Kanami came out today. There's a video on YouTube. Let me know what you think. And yeah, let's keep engaging.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kanami. The brand new single is available everywhere. It's spelled K-A-A, last name Nami. Wamuyu Kang'ethe. Remember the name. She's going to be dropping every single month this year. And we hope she'll be around for a very, very long time. If you're just getting to hear about her like I am, there's a rich, rich history behind this lady's music, behind her journey. And it's only the beginning. So stay tuned as we get on this journey. We're just joining the journey. She's been on this journey for a while. We're just joining, and we're happy to have found her when we did find her. And we hope that you guys also get to find out about her as we found out about her. So go check out her YouTube channel. Her name is Wamuyu Kang'ethe. This is Kanami playing on 254 Express. Let's get it. Got it.